Right, guys, this is the matchup between Passi and Eaglemut from the Trash Can League, round number 2. Game 1 will be played on Dakota, and we see Eaglemut playing as the Dutch civilization spawning to the northwest of the map in the colour blue, with Passi playing as the French spawning to the southeast of the map in the colour red. We see that Passi is going for a nice early trading post on the right side of the map, nice and defendable, away from any Dutch potential aggression H2, which would only be Hussars really if Eagle wants to be aggressive in that age. So it's a very safe TP there, absolutely fine with that position. Meanwhile, looking at Eagle, he has come across and found 90 food, probably one of the best treasures on this map to find. This map, Dakota, does have double in base treasures, and the treasures around the ring. There's a few decent treasures. There's a settler for 4 black bears, which is quite tough to take for a European explorer. And dog. We see a tomahawk. There's this awkward treasure which appears up in every single map. I need to remember to contact the devs about this, because this shouldn't appear here. There should not be Masterless Samurais guys in a pirate map. I think someone's dropped in a dodgy line of code and having a bit of a laugh, but don't know why that treasure appears on every single map. It's strange, but essentially trying to find these high food treasures on the map, but in this case it's not really much. There's a second tomahawk there, there's a healer which is actually quite nice, but in base 25 XP in coin, 40 coin. The French player ain't gonna need be any coin early on if he's opening up with a trading post in a house. And the thing is, this is what I don't like about the set of treasure in age 1. You're taking your time over it, but now the French player's seen it. The best course of action is just to leave it. Let it be a 3 treasure reset and come back in the second age. There's no point trying to take this, and I think Eagle he's decided to abandon this. Also, you've got to be careful. His explorer obviously named Jerome after the other Dutch player, or the actual player from the Netherlands who used to always play the Dutch. Much lower HP than Passi's explorer, so he's got to be careful, stay out of harm's way, and keep it relatively healthy. And he's just going to pick up the Tomahawk treasure, kills the pirate first with the crack shot, very important, high HP. But both these units now are 20 experience points, so it's only worth taking. So that's 40 XP and a Tomahawk, that will help him along quite nicely. But Eagle's first shipment already been in, and that's definitely the 3 villages he's sent in. Let's have a look at his deck. 700 food, no 700 gold, and he's got the advanced arsenal in place for it, possibly. 3 Hussars in this matchup is a good idea. I don't often have 3 Hussars in my deck, that I must say. I just don't find it really helps me. I don't really like opening Hussars versus these civs these days, but it does work quite well. Quite a few field villagers moving forward. Ideally, I'd rather have these villagers in base gathering from these bisons, pop through the town centre nice and close, and only have 1 villager herding, but as long as these villagers get home before any aggression from the French player comes in age 2, that should be good. And why do I say aggression from the French player? Because I think that's how you want to play versus Dutch. You want to be must-cuss, either go for a timing or go for a cavalry kind of a semi-play, maybe 5 Hussar, 10 Hussar, push in to Dutch players' base and force the reaction. If you can force CM, if you can force 8 pikes, if you can force a Dutch player even training pikes, all of this is certainly a victory for you as a French player, and you can just move, wait back, age up, tech your Hussars to vet if you have enough, or just keep them alive and push in with your Fortress Age shipments with good momentum. So Eaglemut now into the second age. He sent his 700 wood treasure. He needs to get a villain queue. He's unfortunately not getting a villain queue. Bit of a long time at the moment. He's really focusing on his treasure so much. You can tell that his APM is a little bit stretched here. Does pick the set of treasure and goes for a stable straight away on the 400 wood instead of trying to wait to get that earlier bank down, which kicks his economy on. Now, the reason why I say I'm surprised he's going for a stable really early in this matchup is that Dutch players usually are on the back foot defensive in age 2, but if that bank was thrown down and built now, he would have the shipment XP ready to go for his next shipment. He could be sending that bank wagon at this moment, and then that can get that XP faster, and that can get in the resources much faster. Yes, Alligator is also a player in the league. I think Alligator said that he may be on vacation for a week or 2, but he's certainly in, and I'll be looking forward to see how his games and series progress. Alligator, another strong player from Germany, and overall a top bloke. Gotta be said. So Passi here looking to go for a Hussar semi of his own. He's now sending in 700 wood. Villagers do have their steel traps. He doesn't. Does he have his? He does have his place of mines as well. I was having to quickly check then because obviously the CDB have a much faster base, or much higher base gathering rate than the French player. Eagle pushing out with a 4 Hussars. I just don't like this at all from Eagle. I don't think the onus is on you to try and raid, and at this early stages of the game, you know all the villagers are in the base, nicely tucked up and safe. You do scout the 5 Hussars, you get a bit of damage off actually. That's quite a nice amount of damage on that Hussar from the Tomahawk. Maybe that Tomahawk would have been better served at home when it really does play a defensive role, and those Hussars from Passi may be tempted for a Vil kill and pay a heavy price. A nice amount of idle time here, but the Hussars from Passi will just turn around. 5 beats 4 with more reinforcements here. Trying to punch one down, but they all hop into the town centre. I think a couple of CDBs could fight though. Decent punch attack, but obviously no great coats. You don't want to risk it. There's the 2 Hussars to snare. The snare is off. These Hussars from Eagle are trapped. I think he really needs to commit and actually get the snare off. Even just taking a 2 versus 3 trade, but underneath town centre fire is probably alright. And these Hussars from Passi are taking a long time to get back into the action. And after all has been said and done, 4 Hussars, of course, a lot of our time on Passi. And actually saved himself to get a real decent build coming along behind this. Bit curious here from Eagle, the lack of the market. And that's because he's gone for... Yeah, he's gone for the stable 2 houses on this... And it's kind of gone back to normal build. So this is a nice build here from Eagle. And the reason why I say that is usually if you go for a market now, you'd have to buy another batch of wood so you can train up that Hussar. But the 600 wood comes in time so you can build a house. Villager, though, never got back from the herding duties. Never forget your herding villagers, especially when you know your opponent will have cav superiority in the near future. Passi moving to the top side, wanting to check the hunt. A nice smart play. If you know your enemy's hunt is on to, towards, let's say, the north or your town centre, draw a line from it. There may be a good chance as a villager out in the deep, still trying to herd that hunt into the town centre. Here comes 5 musketeers, and this makes Eagle's defence of going pure cavalry here bit of an iffy one actually. And also with the amount of Hussars is trained and the no hunting dogs in the market, although it's quite hard to fit into your build. He's got a decent amount of gold coverage, but his food's lacking, and he's back herded this pronghorn hunt away. This is brutal to see. This one hunt here won't be enough to support him, and he desperately needs to count and make sure he gets the herd into the town centre on the next batch. Critical. Okay, Pike's being called. Hussar batch going to be trained. I think he might complete this batch because I think he's under significant pressure here. Market is down, so he's able to buy wood to get more houses, but he's got enough wood in the bank from the 600 wood. But now Passi is, he's got the musketeers out mid-map. He's got the 2 TP stagecoach. He's starting to get a bit of a wood income. He can start moving on to take the other trading posts as he can. And he's aging up at the same time as well, just the 10 musketeers. It's not a full commit here from Passi. He just wants to be annoying, but he's going to be more than annoying when he sees all these vills back here. No great coats, remember, and those musks are going to go straight through. They're not going to stop. They're going to run right through that base and will try and get onto those villagers and punish them as much as possible. Eagle's second batch of Huss do come out, Passi having to withdraw, but Passi here, as we talked about, is just trying to force the reaction and not try to overdo it. He's still got his 8 musks here and 4 Hussars. A knave player like me in Passi's position may have just pushed in and gone too deep and got caught by musketeers. Looking from Eagle's perspective, he has cancelled the 8 pikes, thankfully, and will be aging up afterwards. But Passi's taking TP line. Eagle's Explorer is currently down on the floor, out for the count, so he can't really go for that final trading post. And Passi will be able to take the 4-0 sweep on the line. But it's really smooth play here from Passi. Eagle's ahead in the score, but once his shipment hops in and the units come on the field, Passi should be up by about 2k, I feel. He's in a really great position. Eagle trying to raid a French player in the Fortress Age is a very risky business. Those Dragoons have gone to the middle trading post, and actually, there's a small chance that Eagle can catch 2 Falconets out in the open here. This is going to be huge if he does this. Passi's not going to cancel this. Oh, Eagle goes back. Oh, it's unfortunate. You can't predict that, but that would have been such a huge pick-off. Trading those Hussars to the 2 Falconets. He's having to run away now. The Dragoons on hot tail. They know they're there. But again, Eagle with this little cav raid, he's actually delayed the French aggression by a good 30 seconds. This is a really smart play from Eaglemut. The Musketeers never came back, but a couple of skirms around, weren't coming back as well to track the Hussars. But now having to wait for the cavalry to rejoin. The Falconets will come up eventually, but they were a little delayed from that raid as well. And Passi feels like, right, Eagle's in the fortress age. I don't want him to get his shipments out. Let's go. Let's ride with Eagle and see what he's up to. So now he's got 9 routers on the way. He's got another shipment ready to go. Probably might want to buy some more housing population. 1 racks, 1 stable, and just try and mass those routers. Another shipment ready to go, so I feel that he will go for 8 skirm. But if he could actually... If this was, say, Fort Wagon, he's got a fort in his deck. It'd be a bit of a mean play, but could really protect his base. You need shipments at this moment, though, because the problem is you've got Falconets pounding your forward banks, and your banks this far from the town centre is quite hard to defend. Skirms try and move forward to defend, but that's what Passi wants. He wants the skirms. They can just turn his Falconets and take some great volleys on the skirmishers. There we go, he just turned on. Nice dodge there from Eagle. Does keep one of his skirms alive. But if one of these banks go down, that's a whole host of experience points coming Passi's way. Another shipment about to come in. And the wood income from the stage line is very good. Yeah, look, that's half a shipment just come in. Eagle losing 4 villas worth of eco there, and probably be very hard for him to replace this. 5 Hussars just been shipped. These are 17 Hussars. His vet Hussar tech is coming in. I don't think Passi has good vision on the amount of units being trained here from Eagle, and the amount of times that I've played versus him. I think Passi's expecting a goon-heavy composition here, but you'll see all these Hussars here from Eagle coming in, catching surprise. Musks do go into melee mode, but the Hussars do get onto the Falconet, do pick up 1, and 1 Hussar being Falconet being picked off is very strong. But we've got veteran Hussars on skirms. Skirms unable to really kite because otherwise it'd be the Dragoons taking the Hussar fire, and you cannot lose your anti-cavalry under any circumstance here. Reuters move in behind, pick up the Falconet. A couple of skirms still standing, but the fact that the skirmishers were tanking the Hussar attacks and keeping the Dragoons alive meant that Eagle was taking significant casualties there from the Hussar line. Sometimes it is weird, I know, but sometimes you do need your skirmishers to tank from the enemy cavalry, because if you lose your Dragoons, the game is over at that point. Passi, though, having just enough units and a good micro with his Dragoons focusing down the Hussars. You could tell that Eagle really wanted to move those Reuters and skirms in after every volley, and then try and move on to the Dragoons as fast as possible. But yeah, the danger of the early Falconets have gone, so try and mass skirms, but losing your second bank here is not part of the plan. You can just about tolerate 1, but Passi going to get another shipment based on that bank kill. And Eagle down 2 banks. Well, he's down to 2 banks as well. Is way too low, forcing the 1,000 wood shipment to try and get more banks up and catch back into the position he was before. Eaglemut having 13 skirmishers here. Passi having 23, so leading the skirm count by 10. A couple of Hussars want to try and move in onto that skirm line, but Passi with a good 18 Dragoons behind here. He says that French is not one of his main civs, but he's been playing France very, very well. He just knows how to balance this H2 kind of, I wouldn't say raiding, I wouldn't say pressure. No, yeah, I wouldn't say aggression, I'd say pressure. Then the early H3 aggression is well controlled as well. It wasn't overkill. It wasn't too in your face. It was just, right, I want to be here, my Falconets, take down your banks. I want you to make a response here. Remember all this time, Passi, CDB is good eco. Now with amalgamation being teched, we have 4 TP stagecoach behind this. This is a strong economy here from Passi. And we do see a batch of Crassiers being trained here from the stable at home. I'm going to go for a second batch. So he's got 8 on the field, so he's just sent his 3 Crassier card. His next shipment most likely will be XP, and I would encourage Passi to keep a few of his TPs onto experience points, just so he can kind of keep this progression of shipments moving a little bit faster. But Eaglemut, with his veteran Hussars there, unfortunately, I just think the mass here from Eagle is going to be a little bit too low. I'm still confused how the points are somewhat close. I've heard that Dutch do overscore in places. Would you see a artillery foundry coming down here from Eaglemut? I suppose when you're behind, play bold and try and hope for a mistake from your opponents. But a concerning lack of anti-cavalry here from Eaglemut may prove to be a bit of an issue for him as the game progresses, as Passi tries to go for that classic Crassier switch pivot into cavalry combat. A lot of Hussars try and go radiant, which is nice, but will force a 7.25 speed Hussars into a chase, and obviously these Hussars are slower. The Reuters could be moving ahead, but they're traveling at the same speed as the Hussars now. Passi, yeah, he's going to keep his Crassiers back. I don't think he wants to show them just yet. He wants to push in when the time's right. They're all together, and Eaglemut thinks he's got a chance to hold on versus Goon Skirm. But when these bad boys turn up, I think Passi will just basically crush this. These are so strong units. 510 base HP in the Third Age. A very, very small buff due to how the base number of the Crassier is now based on colonial stats, and they changed that a little bit. Cavalry combat coming in, another batch of 5 Crassiers about to be trained. I think Eaglemut has now seen these Crassiers from... yeah, he sees the Crassiers, he sees there's enough. Training another batch of Hussars, though. I think he needs to cancel this and go into Reuters. He's going full-on Hussar at the moment. No cavalry combat. Maybe Swiss Pikes actually could win Eaglemut the game here, to be honest. If he can manage to get a batch of Swiss Pikes into cover his Falconets, there is a chance. There is a chance. But without cavalry combat, Vet Hussars will get eaten by the Dragoon and Crassier mass. And the Skirms here, yes, they do obviously well versus Dragoons and try match the skirmish account here from Passi, but Passi's got 40 Skirms, where Dutch player Eagle only has 24, I think I last saw. Falcon slightly... well, they're in good position in the trees. The Crassiers can't really get onto them. They do get a bit of a swing, though. But more the fact that the Dragoons were in range of that fight, and they were able to focus down the Falconets. And now there's no Reuters. The Skirms eat them alive. The Reuters trying their best to protect their skirmishers. But Eagle having to call the GG there. And yes, the game number 1 is going to Passi. And well played there. I think Passi is quite happy to see a Dutch opponent on this map as well. I think I wouldn't necessarily say this is a strong map here for Dutch. It's not. They don't feel absolutely great when there's a massive mid-map presence, gold mine in the middle, 4 TP. Hunt's not the greatest, and actually surprisingly from Eagle, I'm struggling to see his next hunt. I think this elk hunt has kind of ran from over here, but basically fully out. And I don't really blame Resignation. Maybe missing the hunt on the top side, or just Passi herding this kind of neutral hunt towards more his side, and herding this hunt which starts from here down to his town centre. So yeah, I think just Passi just outplayed there that game, and looking to be on fine form for this tournament. I think Passi, I chat to him, he doesn't really know where to kind of rate himself among the others. I keep telling him, Passi, good player. Eagle map first. Yep, Eagle map. He's the home player, so his map is next, but it's the winner to pick the civ. That means you pick the civ, Passi, and he counterpicks. The matchup I really want to see, like, I will put down everything I'm doing to watch Passi versus Rosolo. That would be a fun matchup. Both these players, Passi and Rosolo, like, oh, I'm so terrible, I'm going to do so bad, I'm doing so bad. Like, no, boys, you're good. Just play your game, play Standard Age Empire's Fury. You have a great time. And I'm expecting Passi to finish top half. I think Max is going to have a bit of casual games, sometimes some good games. I think Max will probably finish around a 5th or 6th in the league. But Passi, I think he'll be trying to get that third spot. I think he's of a third spot quality type player. Oh, we're in straight away, and as Eaglemut picked Pepper Coast as his home map. Ooh, that is absolutely spicy. Who will come first and second? I don't know. I don't have any orders, but sometimes you can just gauge like in football, you could say like, oh yeah, Manchester City is like a top 2 team. Arsenal, they may get 5th or 6th. Chelsea, Man United, they must be in the top 4. But actually, you don't really predict where they'll come. You just have an area, rough idea. I think Eaglemut, will be in the bottom half of the ladder. He was, a very solid captain back in the Eastlock patch days, but since, I don't really know how active he's been playing on the ladder. So I've kind of got this perception that he's of this rank, but he may be a bit on the lower side. But he's certainly a fantastic player and a character to have in this tournament as well. So, looks like Eagle's home map he's picked was the Pepper Coast. Now, I know that Passi's home map on the previous round was the Pepper Coast as well. I don't imagine Passi will also want to try and play the same map. If he does try to be like, hey mate, fun, but there's lots of other maps in the map board pick, so I haven't actually thought about this situation. But lots of civilizations love extra crate starts, and one civ I know that Passi plays to a very high level and enjoys is the Brits. Extra food, not too much an issue, but we have the market for hunting dogs, buying an extra batch of wood. We have the early trading post for the Junior Company starts, and just buy some wood. Yeah, he's just thrown down one manor house now, but should be able to transition for another one. Has he just actually bought... I think he's just bought foods there, actually, with his coin instead of wood. I would have expected to see buy a bit of wood there to get to 115 wood, chop 20 to get your next manor house and extra vill, but Passi's looking to be going fast in age 1, 73 vills. The problem is you don't want to age too fast, because otherwise I don't know if you actually get the time to send in Virginia Company before you hit the second age. And I think if you get up to the second age that fast, you might as well send 700 wood at that point. Passi taking down his Colonial Swashbuckler, which does 12 attack every 1 second. So that attack stat should really read 18 attack with a 1.5 animation. So I think quite a lot of players are thinking, oh, I can take that. But Passi's just lost 250 HP, taking his one Swashbuckler, which does grant him about... I've actually done the actual numbers on it. I think it's about like 0.8 vills. It's around that area. It's down on a vill, but it's not far away. Oh yeah, I think Sheckler as well. I think Passi played well. I think he tried to play a different strat because of the map. I think if it was a standard map, you might have gone for more of a standard German build, and yeah, it was just a tough game, but certainly your game as the Dakota on Dakota, I think could you even class as an upset? Oh no, what has Eagle done? He's just one-hit killed the Warthog instead of the Lion. You definitely want to be killing the Lion first. Warthogs are much weaker, but nice kill, 100 XP. Explorer from Passi, top side, looking at his small treasures, 25 wood. There's an 85 XP treasure nearby, but he's got a lovely tasty treasure lineup here. 75 wood and the 25 wood, which 25 wood is just so easy to take. You might as well take it first. Yes. For some reason, I just initially assumed that your Twitch handle was like some super fan, Daddy Sheckler, big fans, instead of the actual Sheckler yourself. But now I know that is you. I'll be keeping an eye out for you in various chats. Forward manor house here for Passi. This is mainly for vision and trying to herd in these two gazelle hunts. He's trying to get priority here. What would I think from this matchup? Well, Passi's aging up at 3 minutes 50 is a very fast time. But I'm sure Eaglemut is heading up very, very quickly as well. He's aging up with the Chief. That should give him 2 Constructor Wagons. Jungle Bowman trade very well versus Musketeer units. Obviously, that's kind of the Archer versus Heavy Infantry matchup. And the Longbows, that's where the poison damage really shines. We got forward Tambo Travois with the forward spawn point. And that's where these Builder Travars will pop out. So we'll see one War Hut go down here and a second War Hut. There's potential to maybe move this War Hut just a little bit down here and just try and zone off this tin mine and try and maybe get control of a Gazelle Hut. But I understand everything being a nice tight packed formation here, so that even this War Hut is covering any siege on this Tambo Travois to the north side. And Eaglemut, is that 600 wood infinite? Yeah, he's saying double 600 wood. It looks like he wants to try and go Stagecoach, but with all this food behind, this could be a massive Plume Spearman, Jungle Bowman spam behind this, and there's 2 sets of Jungle Bowman being queued up. The wood can be sent at home. He does have the... Oh no! Eaglemut, what are you doing? Oh no! This is what the feature in this game has been set out for. I bet he's going to change the economic shipment point straight away back to his town centre. But yeah, it's going to delay. It's going to delay his wood batches and actually going to delay his units as well. He's got a nice batch of 8 here, but his next batch will be delayed. He doesn't have the market at home. It's just catcher houses. And as soon as he gets a double batch of units, the Plume Spearman, he'll try and gather it up. The next wood is nearly behind, and actually the villagers, they do eventually get there. That will spawn at home. Yes, that will spawn at home. Eaglemut not making the same mistake twice. Meanwhile, let's look at Passi's point of view. 5 longbows being trained back barracks, going for a second barracks now. Does see the aggression coming in. I think Passi's thinking, right, I need to spam longbows here. Got to be careful with a Chimu switch though. Also, the natives on this map are the Jesuits and the Akans. Yeah, well, Jesuits are Dragoon-style units, the Conquistadors, or the Conks. I don't think either player here will be looking to go for early Dragoons this game in this matchup. The Akans are Musketeers. They don't really provide anything useful. Let's get that while we're watching the action. So the Akan has like a strong unit for 200 of each resource. Not special. This is a decent tech. Infantry speed 5% and faster production. But it's quite expensive. You can't really get it early game. We do see the gold Prospector Wagon, which is a very strong technology, but on this map with these high mounted tin mines, especially behind your base, there's double tin mine behind. You know, you're paying for in-base gold and a bit of 10%. It's not super special. And behind this we have faster gathering rate from berry bushes. There is enough berry bushes on the map, but there's also a lot of hunts. So again, not special for this at the moment. And all food being converted to wood and coin is actually quite tactical. But if you're trying to spam, let's say, longbows and pikes, when you only want that one resource, food and wood, so giving all your food to wood and coin could be quite annoying. Could allow a transition into Hussars. I do see the 700 coin here coming from Passi. The intention here... Well, I don't see a stable just yet, so the intention here is... There's a stable. I'm about to say, the stable play is usually driven by the 700 coin, otherwise they're trying to age up. But if you know Eaglemut's been sending 700 wood, 600 wood back to back for 2 cards, now sending 6 Chimus, aging versus this will probably be a incorrect decision, and the extra Hussars here is going to help greatly from here. Only 5 musks at the moment. Does have a batch of 5 about to pop out, and enough resources for Minutemen, so if he does need it. These villagers do have their great coats. We'll get into the town centre, hopefully. Actually, does save that one. This vill will go down, but that's unfortunate. Still managing to save one vill, which otherwise would have gone down without their great coats. A couple of vills here top side, but actually Passi's trying to micro and focus his Chimu rounds first. They're going down. Minutemen being called straight onto the Jungle Bowman. These guys, if Passi was on it, he could actually put it into melee mode and actually do a lot of damage. The Explorer here tanked him so much damage here from the Jungle Bowman. That was Passi buying back that Explorer. A good play that was. Longbow should stand still and fire. They're doing lots of damage, and Eaglemut just pushing into Passi's base. Oh boy, that was a clean-up, unfortunately. And Passi with a great Minutemen pop, Explorer tanking, and just having enough mass of ranged infantry. Just destroyed Eagle's push. This is not a recorded game. This is a live game. Currently watched on the unranked custom game between Eagle and Passi. Play all 3 series. And I don't plan on casting every single game from this tournament. So I probably plan to cast about 30% of the series, maybe 40%. But these guys said they're playing at this time. I'm thinking, right, that's a nice time in between football, having dinner, and then Fitz's series afterwards. So I thought I'd give these guys a quick little cast, which is fine because I actually really want to see his series. And if I don't get to see them, if I'm not casting them myself, and I probably won't get to see these because neither of these guys really stream that much. Another batch of Hussars here from Passi. That's going to take his Hussar count up to 9. Big batch of double musks going behind us. Have enough population because he's Brits. And this is why Brits are so strong on like a high resource map as well. But they have that kind of similar thing that the Swedes used to have. They still kind of do, but to a lesser extent, is having essentially endless bound of population, which you get from building all your houses. So you get this big economy, which then you can use that to make many units and just produce so many units. But then you don't have to worry about population. It's just such an easy way to play, such a strong way to play. And if Brits is not a super strong civ at the top level, it certainly is a super strong civ at this level. And Passi is, I wouldn't say he's a master. I wouldn't say he's as good at, say, giving Zati at them, but he does play into high effectiveness. Double carded musketeers now. Doesn't have any cavalry cards here because he's got a water deck. Advanced Arsenal could be a tactical card for him to send afterwards because I don't think he's planning to jump to the next stage. This is the 600 wood, which I mean, at this point, 600 wood, obviously you get so much more effectiveness from Advanced Arsenal on the field. And actually, as Passi looking at the score, he just wants that final push now to break Eaglemut, break his forwards, war huts. And these Chimus, although really strong, these infantry, they don't have that extra armor tech from the war huts. Too expensive to tech into, and it's a 3rd age tech as well, so Eaglemut has to back. He has to think of something different. But unfortunately, I think what his plan was actually a decent plan, to be honest, all things considered, but well held there from Passi. I think what Eagle did there was, instead of trying to push and pressure resources and villagers outside the base, he went straight into the middle of the base and faced the army head on instead of trying to pull the army out of the base as he tried to raid the villagers. 5 Plume Spearmen being sent defensively behind this. Eaglemut still trying his hardest to hang on. I fear that he's in a very dire situation, but he does have a nice catch, a house wall. It's quite hard for the Brit player to push in, and these Jungle Bowmen should be able to get some decent exchanges. He's probably regretting not sending the Karari damage, giving his projectiles 25% damage, which that increases the poison, and I think also the base damage as well. So at the moment he's only got 15 base attack, and that could be further buffed up to maybe around the kind of 18 mark. No villagers in the town centre here from Eagle though, so he hasn't actually got extra supporting fire. The thing with longbows, they're 2-shot by the town centre. Musks are now, they're still 2-shot if you had a full garrison of town centre vills. A lot of villagers here chopping wood because he needs the wood to train the units. Not many hunting actually. That's a bit of a concern here from Eagle. One of his coin mines just expired. Reinforced batch of Hussars longbows just got to go for the short way into the base, but we'll get intercepted by a bunch of Chimus. This is actually a nice pickup here from Eaglemut. Getting his way back into the game nice and slowly. Plume Spearman sent at home, trying to engage with the Hussars. A couple of bits of poison will do actually quite well versus the Hussars here, and actually will clip the reinforcements. But it's this massive bowman he needs to really protect. He's going to try and cut him away from this musketeer mass, but the British forces are just too strong and too numerous. They can march in onto into the Incan base and basically clean. But a nice exchange here from Eagle topside. But you have to think 42 population versus Passi's 150. He's even sending caravels just because, well, just got to be certain that the water's locked down. And yeah, Passi there taking the second game versus Eaglemut. Let's look at the post game for this one. So I want to kind of see the villager population. I think the buying the food here works very well. Passi aging up with the Philosopher's Prince as well. That's a lot of extra food he's getting early on instead of the governor age up with the tower and the 200 gold. Must have missed it if Passi went for his VC build behind this. Yes, he did. So he's had enough time to go VC first, then into the 700 wood. Just a bit concerned he was aging up so fast that he could actually skip the Virginia company, just go straight into double wood shipment behind and have a kind of a more of an impact at that moment in time. But yes, the Floss of Prince, it's quite nice to kind of keep your villagers producing while all the villagers are on the wood line, chopping wood for your manor houses to get that economy growing. Villager population here from Passi explodes up to kind of that 45 to 50 villager mark when the push comes in. Eagle just training one village at a time, sends in wood, massing, not really able to get a substantial economy growing behind this. The capture houses do provide a lot of eco. He did have a decent mass, but it wasn't like a super capture boom. He did have those two building travelers north going building the war huts, sending the 600 wood twice to try and get that mass of units growing. And that military population, he pushed in with 35 units. I think what happened as well was they took a lot of damage as they were moving into the base, but only once they stood still and started firing the jungle bowmen, they had taken a lot of damages already. The Chimi runners, some of them got onto longbows, others got picked off beforehand. It wasn't what he needed moving in with equal population versus defense advantage of the town centre, villagers tanking, Minutemen, Explorer, and a unit shipment if Passi needed. And afterwards, Passi just controlled the game, training units, and seeing this one out. Let's move on to the final game of this Play All 3 series for the second round of this Trash Can League. I wonder if they've kicked off the game already. Probably not. It would be a bit quick for them to go straight into the next game. Oh, well, they have. They're already 1 minute in, and Passi's home map. This game will be Great Plains. Let's do it. So we see Eaglemut now playing as the Indian civilization, Passi playing as the Germans. I've been playing a bit of India recently. I'm trying to learn the Indians. It's the first time I've ever really played them, and I actually have really enjoyed my time. I will be planning to stream a bit more Indian gameplay in the next couple of days, weeks, whenever I find time. I managed to play one game on the ladder today. I was too busy running quite a lot of computational simulations behind in the background, which have slowed me down. But looking absolutely fine. As a map here for Germans, there's double silver mines in base trading post, quite nice. There's a lot of beaver treasures out on the map, and I think it's quite unfortunate that he's going to come across a 30 food coyote instead of, let's say, a 50 coin treasure. Eaglemut taking 70 XP here. Normally, I wouldn't recommend scouting two different directions with your explorer, but if Eagle has done his homework on his map, he will know that a lot of these treasures on this map are very low tiers. We see two coyotes to the left being picked up here by one explorer, two coyotes to the right, so that's 70 XP, 70 gold, that's quite nice. Well, on the top side there's the 30 coin, there's 50 wood, more coin over here, 30 coin, coyote pup, and I think this will be a final coin treasure of 40 coins, so we don't see any of the sunflowers being spawned today. 30% explorer HP, very strong here for Eaglemut and the Indian civilization. And a 320 XP right in the middle for whoever wants to take this in age 2. Behind this, Passi does have his great coats. He has traded for the house. He does have his age 1 build down pretty crisply. It's early days, I know, but it's gone quite well so far. He has a bison hunt to the north, a bison hunt to the northwest. Cheyenne nearby for an emergency bison hunt to the spawn if he runs out of food. But he's got the pronghorn to the east, which I think he'll be able to herd in. He may be tempted to try and herd in the bison, from the front of his town centre, but there's certainly enough resources to the top side of this TC, and this deer is quite mobile. It can be herded in quite easily, so that will be expected to see him Passi. From Eaglemut's point of view, I think the Indian-German matchup is probably a German favoured matchup at the top level. I think Germany, they're not too scared of the early sepoy rush. They have enough options to defend. I think on a map like this, there's a lot of resources as well, double coin mine, and enough hunts to survive. So I don't think trying to starve them out with the aggro fort and kind of laying siege to H2 is going to be super effective. I think Eaglemut's best strategy called here is to either go for the Wicked Cossack slow sepoy build, where you basically age up, send a batch of units first, maybe the 5 sepoys, 4 sours, train some sepoys, try and push in, try and be annoying, cause some damage. Or, yeah, and then afterwards send your wood trickle, send export, and then push in on another shipment as well. And try and hit that timing attack in the second age as the German players aging up. Then you can move in with your units and try and pick off, because they're going to be crossbowmen, Uhlans, Minutemen defending. So Sepoy, Sour, and your elephants can do a grand job in that sense. Or you can try and play for a semi FF play, maybe aging up, sending wood trickle first in age 2, sending 700 coin afterwards, try and age up maybe with the Taj Mahal for an extra bit of batch of coin, and try and train units as fast as possible in that next age, the third age, to then try and hold Passi's German semi-FF timing. Mid-map Agra being built here by 2 villagers, right next to a 320 XP treasure, which is very nice for the sense that you secure it. But if Passi sees this and sends his explorer on a little cheeky raid to the Agra fort, can certainly aggro all 4 of his bandit riders and certainly distracts the siege attack for a long time and actually cause a decent amount of damage. I think these guys can do about 1,000 siege worth of damage on the Agra fort, and keeps those early 2 sepoys annoyed. He's going to do it. The Agra fort is about to come right up. I don't know if Passi's meaning to do this, but this is a great play. Stay there, Passi. Stay there. Get the age up in and stay underneath the out bandit riders. Ah, he's missing a little trick. But no matter. Not a biggie. So we see Passi herding in both the pronghorn and that northern bison hunts. There's enough food here for him to survive. Gathering up the wood here with all his wood villagers. House coming down first, which is a bit curious. I'd usually drop a military building first. So defensive Rax is coming down. He's all the bisons have been annoying. They're trying to eventually get out of their way. I think this bison is just trying to chase each other. It does get up eventually. But very, very defensive Rax. I like it, but it's really far from the town centre. I think right here, or a little bit closer here, this would be the prime spot for that Rax. Notice how Passi has not got his place of mines. He's gone for Gangsaw first. Obviously, hunting dogs in the first stage. Got steel traps now behind. I may have bought an extra batch of wood at the market. Obviously, the barracks and 3 houses in H2 cost a lot. And there we go. Passi's moved in to aggro the bandit riders, but I think Eaglemut's trying to take this down anyway at this moment. He's got 2 stuns on his units. A natural stun there from the stomp. But enough sepoys behind this. A lot of sepoys here from Eagle, and Passi should be able to scout this. I see 12. I think Eagle's trying to go for a sepoy right-click timing. Does have a market behind this. Does have his first-tier hunting upgrade, but Cossack does suggest you should try and get civil servants as your first tech here. Housing will be a bit of an issue. 2 home city shipments ready to go from Eagle. Does he really want to be pushing with 2 shipments stacked up behind this thanks to that treasure? This is a good time to maybe send foreign logging into export. So when that export does arrive, you've brought enough export to actually send both. Yeah, maybe not export. He's going for Rajputs instead. He's got Rajputs and Sours to send afterwards. He just wants to get housing and to send units back to back. Here come the crossbow defense. Passing to get closer, but where are the elephants? What's the elephants doing? This is your prime unit. This is your strongest unit in the second age. These guys can be annoying. They tank fire. They can get the stomps off. And Eaglemut has to back off. Never, ever forget your elephants. Grip them to your cavalry hotkey. That way, you always have them with you. Ulan's trying to be annoying at home. Raiding will find a lot of villagers on this coin mine. Herding here from Eaglemut has been a bit difficult in this situation. So those Ulans will get a lot done. And yeah, I think Eagle is just waiting for his 4 sour shipments to come in behind this. Bit harder than TC and housing, so we need to sell a batch of food, buy 2 batches of wood here to get that house, and then train in the villager behind this. But you can see he's basically all in. He's just going aggressive here. And in a weird sense, does the market help you in this situation? If you're going this aggressive, then maybe just save that market and the techs. And now we can get these full batches of sepoys continuously. The sows are out. The elephants are primed and ready to go. So the elephants are primed and ready to go. I actually thought for a second he was keeping his elephants alive so that he can push in with the sows in a stronger push together. Only 2 pikemen defense here from Passi is a bit disappointing to see. Minutemen being called, but there's enough stuff here. Just go in, Eagle. I guess he's not seeing it, but his Rajputs do a lot of damage, and he certainly can close down the crossbows. Minutemen losing the HP already down to 150. 2 pikemen is not enough, and Eagle will be kicking himself if he sees this. This is a game-winning push from Eaglemut. He certainly has the right units for the right job behind this. More sepoys coming in, and yes, the elephants are arriving. I think Eagle is mentally prepared and ready to move in with his entire forces and actually take the fight to the German player. But Germany, 8 defensive crossbow shipment nearly on the field, actually. That's another 2 Uhlans, remember. And crossbows straight on top. There's enough sours. TC Fire focusing down the sours. Passi knows where the risk is. Uhlans in base, being annoying. Batch of pikes coming out as well. And yes, the elephant's being held back by the explorer, but he's not really committing. And now he just hasn't got the cavalry to deal with the crossbows. And there's now just too many crossbows for him just to move right in. If anything, just have the Rajputs moving first, just to distract the fire, and then cavalry behind, then sepoys to do the damage afterwards. Yeah, Passi's not even feeling the heat. He's just sending Uhlans out to raid, and yeah, this is a little sad to see. Eaglemut's very aggressive H2 strategy of shipment spam of military units has basically run out of... Oh, hello, Tiger Claw's coming. Ooh, there's a chance. There is a chance here for Eaglemut. And I was wondering why he wasn't fully committing. He's keeping his sours alive, which he can heal up with his explorer. So, you know, I give brownie points here to Eagle for him to actually for him consciously realizing actually I'm waiting for my prime power spike. Passi's aging. He's like, right, I'm survived. I can age up here. Shame that, you know, if Eagle was going for this timing push, I think he could have gone for more of a I guess economic approach to it, like including the foreign login and 300 export, and maybe ditching the Rajputs and the 5 sepoys. Yeah, open up, let's say, with 4 sours, force the pike response. But he's shown the Tiger Claws. He's just sieging a house, which is quite nice, but it's just giving time for Passi to back. The age up is still coming in. Explorer's been picked off again. This is Eagle's time just to move in and clean this H2 army, but the Fortress Age has come in, and Eaglemut, he just needs to do damage now before that Fortress Age shipment arrives. The Fortress Age shipment here from Passi is going to be 3 war wagons. War wagons, you know, mobile, try and pick off the sours from range, can deal with the Tiger Claws very well as well in that sense, covers the crossbowman mass. I'm surprised I'm not seeing a veteran crossbows. Obviously, Passi not having the population space or the resources to train. All his setup wagons are tied up in the town centre. Get these guys out gathering. If anything, get the setup wagons out to tank, and the engagement comes in. Tiger Claws straight onto the units. Sours being pulled back a little bit far. The attack move is not being kind to the Sours there, sieging a house. But the sepoys are on top of the units now. Pikeman's still alive here from Passi. Passi's expo counts only 9 remaining. All the Minutemen have gone down. A bit of good micro there from Eagle, focused on the Minutemen. The war wagons will come up behind this, but as the game goes on, the scaling will be in favour of Eaglemut. Passi's town centre has been idled for the last maybe 3 minutes. Like, his villagers aren't gathering. He isn't producing. He's now got the war wagons, but versus all this stuff, the war wagons can infinitely kite, and actually I think the Tiger Claws should be able to get onto them, get the snare on, and then the sepoys should be able to reinforce. And a reinforcing patch of 8 sepoys. Eaglemut with a comeback on this game. It's not over yet. He's still got to survive another German shipment. But the thing with Passi, he's got that shipment, but he needs to get the housing done. And I think I see... No, he's got no villagers out. All his villagers are still dead, and he can only send that shipment because he lost that war wagon and the population that entails. Another Ulan raid, though. Got to be careful with these villagers from Eaglemut. They are chopping wood in precarious positions. He hasn't got the Ottoman consulates. He hasn't got the vision that gives as well. He's now just trying to work his way in the houses. I think he notices the lack of units here from Passi is due to the lack of housing. But 2 war wagons still alive. Here comes Skirms, and I'm just worried that this follow-up here from Eagle. There's just no stable 3 Sours coming in now with clean. He's got a couple of Rajputs to close in. Tyclaw's still standing. Tyclaws need to focus on the skirmishes. Out come the settlers to try and tank. The Skirms are... Seaboys are pretty much down. The war wagons will turn around. Potentially massive Ulan raid on these villagers. I don't think Passi sees it. He maybe does actually see it, but he's, he doesn't actually see it. That's why the units are not auto-attacking. A couple of vills now being picked off here behind this. And Eaglemut will need to think of starting to go a bit more defensive. Another batch of Rajputs is actually trained from Eagle, which is a very expensive batch of units to go for, especially versus, obviously, the 8 skirmisher shipment, which did eventually pop out here. Maybe it's trying to go for like a Gurkha Rajput combination. But the thing with Eaglemut is he really has not much follow-up. He can get 2 batches of Musks or 2 batches of Hussars from Ottoman Consulate. So let's see how he goes. I think here versus what he's just seen, I think he wants the Ottoman Consulate. Oh, villagers on the coin mine, they're going to get raided by the colonial Ulans. He does have enough, even his Gurkhas should be enough to, defend these. Rajputs will come up from the aggro. They will move forward. He's going to pull trick the villagers back in. This game's not over, guys. Not by a long shot. A couple of Gurkhas here will try and focus down. He needs to find the low HP Ulan and pick that one off from distance. He's going for the British consulate, so he's going to go for more of the Brit musketeers. We've got 2 batches of them as well. And what's nice to see is that he's not going to be going spies or surgeons. He's going to collect double batches of musks. Oh, please don't tell me you forget the consulate. This is in critical importance of here. I still train Rajputs, though. I'm not really feeling this massive Rajput play. He does have double musketeers to come in from behind. He's got to be careful of the hunting, though. He knows Ulans are out and about. He knows this hunt's just been moved. He knows Passi can see this. Passi can surely see this. Right, yeah, he does see the 2 elephants. He's going straight here. He's clicking this area. He wants to see where this is. More Ulans out in the raids from another shipment behind. And yes, the villagers are already moving back, which is quite nice. Is from Eaglemut having decent vision of the Ulans pass in this way. But yeah, he's going to move all his villagers onto this bison hunt and kind of sit his forces there. And yeah, this is going. Oh no, Max, I think Eagle picked Pepper Coast for Inca, and then Passi was like, okay, this is fine, so he won't play Brit. But this is should be Passi's home map on the Great Plains. Gurkha's been raised into the base, unfortunately. Needs to move that back. Double batches of Redcoats out in the field. Ulan's still being around, being annoying. Passi doing his best to raid where he can, which is absolutely fine. The thing is, if Eagle went Ottoman Consulate here, there's just no anti-cav whatsoever here from Passi, and 6, Consulate Hussars will just come in and overwhelm this. We've got the elephants near enough at full HP as well. When they get revived, they'll stand back up and do a lot of damage as well. Mass musketeers here from Eagle will be a bit of a tough proposition to get some good value out, but the Rajputs should be able to close in. The thing is, I don't see Eaglemut ever getting line of sight on his explorers on the backside of the base for a while, so actually there is no cavalry here from Eagle, and it would be a good time now to actually get the stable. He's sending 700 wood. The second barracks has come down. Second barracks has come down there from Eagle. I think aggro production and stable production is just more than enough, but he just wants to try. He just wants to try and mass Gurkha. He's got heavy infantry and a massive Gurkha coming in. But yeah, look at this. It's 39 villagers here from Eagle versus Passi's 24 plus 7 saddle wagons, which is 14. Which, I mean, is another plus 7, so it's only 30. Oh, 31 vills. The eco is in Eagle's favour. Obviously, he's got distributism as well. Foreign login still not yet in here for Eaglemut, and that is the natural next shipment if you're not going for any cavalry. Dravidian martial arts on just Rajputs is not really what he wants, and that would be another, I think it's 4 vills worth of eco plus the villager as well, so that's a 5 vil card on its own right. Passi needs another shipment in, so he's trained more skirms. Here come the Ulans. He has technomats of vet Ulans as well, which is good to see. But Eagle just needs double stable sour production. That's what he really needs. All Zam production. because they both counter obviously the units that Passi's massing. So Zams countered the Uhlans, and you can keep them behind the musketeer line. You have the Sours to deal with, get on top of the Gurkhas and force the Uhlans to turn back onto your camels instead of touching your Gurkha line. And he's got a batch of Sambaraks, and the longer this goes on, yes, Passi does have the trading post, but remember, Passi was forced to send 8 bows as well. Never since the 700 wood been idled. A lot of units been chopping, houses destroyed as well, and he's only now got his 4th unit shipment out on the 3rd age. The war wagon's basically been cleaned up a long time ago, but here comes the push. He sees all these Uhlans here. The Gurkhas are a bit far behind. These villagers actually need to come back. I don't think Eaglemut's ready to engage at the moment. He's got so many resources stacked up. He'd be kicking himself if he takes this fight now. And yes, these villagers are moving away, and so are these. And yeah, Eaglemut's taking the right decision here to disengage and allow more time for him to produce units which he needs. There's the 5 Zams. I'd like to see, again, another batch of Musks. He's got his 3rd batch ready to go. Camel attack incoming. Let's go 2nd stable and get more camels being produced. Eagle has got this game, yeah. Another 5 Sepoys, 5 Rajputs coming in as well. Rajputs are quite a cheeky unit just to close in on top, and if they can force a couple of musketeers here and there into melee mode, they're doing very, very well. Remember, he's got this other backs as well, which is now training, obviously, the 5 Rajputs. He's got a Gurkha production here from the Agra fort. Another batch of Redcoats still to go, and obviously British consulate on all these units is very strong. Okay, Passi's moving in. The villagers are seen. They're moving out. This might actually be the time where Eaglemut's having to fight. He's got 5 Sours away from the action. A couple of Zams forward is keeping Passi on his wits and moving back. And yeah, the tension on this game is starting to build up. Can Eagle, with the better economy, outmass the German player? And from German's point of view, can his stronger military and his stronger shipments carry him through the game? Passi's point of view now, 500 food, 600, 700 coin. Next shipment, do you go 8 Uhlans here? Do you wait for a Merc shipment, or do you go Cav combat? Given for his access to coin mines still, he's got 1 up here, 1 quite close. I don't think he will be going for the coin crates. He needs action, needs tempo now. He's actually going to go for Jaegers, which is all fine. It's all fine. You just might need a bit more war wagons at this moment. What I'm worried for Passi is when like 25 Sours just randomly start turning up out of nowhere, and losing a couple of Uhlans here, snaring some Sours. Actually, picking up 1 is not a too bad trade, but he just knows that the camel mass is coming. He's actually cancels the Jaegers for the Black Riders. That's a very smart decision from Passi. I respect that play a lot. That's not often do you want to cancel a shipment mid sending the shipment, because you just think, oh, I'm just so down on time, but yeah, I think that's a well thought out play, especially seeing this growing camel mass in the switch. Eaglemut has obviously, okay, he hasn't got Desert Terror due to the 5 Rajput card, but could go Dravidian Martial Arts to boost the Rajput and the Sours. Obviously, Rajputs, they get boosted by Dravidian Martial by 30% attack. It's certainly a lot. Please don't raid with camels. Eagle. Wait. Listen to me. What are you doing? No. Do not. Oh, no. Okay, he's lucky that 7.5 speed camels can outrun Ulan's war wagons quite comfortably. The Black Riders will be a bit closer on the speed tier list there with 7.25. But, yeah, killing off that 1 vil is just reminding Passi what he's about. But here comes a musketeers being raided defensively to protect his food villagers. That's a smart play there from Eagle. Loving this. But Eagle wants to age up. That's what his macro is telling me. He wants to age up, but he's just got. This is awkward. I think he needs to just spam units now. Come on, let's see doubles. Oh, the Uhlans on the Gurkhas. Pull the Gurkhas back. Move the Redcoats forward. We've got the Hamels back into the fight. A couple of Zams firing on the line. All the Uhlans have already gone down now. So it's just kind of goon skirm here from the German player. These Gurkhas should be able to kind of like hold behind the line, but we do see more reinforcements being trained. I think Eagle wants Passi just to move in and a little bit more into Eagle's base. Obviously, we've got the double Minutemen still available to be trained. We've got more than 1,300 food in the bank. Passi's reinforcements are very limited. It must be said he's still chomping through coin and still trying to throw down houses. He can't really... Wait, why is he building houses? He's up to 200 population. What are you doing, Passi? What? I've never seen somebody build 20 houses in Germany and only have like 130 pop. Was he... XP? I think he wants XP just to try and get things moving. But at this point, maybe a second racks, second stable would also suffice. Houses for XP, I know. I mean, he could go church in that case. That is a possibility. Is he trying to age? He's not. He's got lots of coin going. He's going to send Jaegers. Yeah, he's still got enough food behind to actually start training regular units as well. He could have had a batch of units actually being trained just to kind of get that tempo going. But, okay, we do have the ones that are coming down, and I think this is actually going to be the Tower of Victory. Yes, Tower of Victory here from Eaglemut, which won't give him that Howder, but we'll give him 800 wood, but give him inspiration. And in a big fight, there's a lot of units here to be inspired. 2 Raxes to upgrade both his Sepoys. Well, upgrade his Rajputs and his Gurkhas at once. He's got the stable to upgrade as well. I hope he upgrades his units. He's got 17 Zams, soon to be about 10 Sours, now 11. Does have a lot of woods. Honestly, this could be a huge Mahout pop from Eagle if he does train that as well. That's what you can do with all that extra wood. Passi is just getting counter infantry rifling here from the Arsenal to do with the Rajputs and the Sepoys, while also getting ranged cavalry Caracol. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets CIR at some point afterwards, just because there's enough units here. Rajputs, Sepoys, and the now age 3 Consulate Redcoats. More housing here from Eaglemut. There's the Vet Tex, Vet Gurkha, Vet Zam. British East India Company as well. Going to boost the Sours, boost the Gurkhas, and boost his few Sepoys. Not too many. And Passi is trying to push in. Inspiration ready to go. He's not training units. Is he trying to go straight to the 4th age? This macro here from Eagle, you're making me feel tense in the moment, boy. You make me feel tense. CIR about to come in there for India player, but as I've my very limited games, I've only played about 10 games on ladder, even less than that, maybe 5 or 6. India do scale, and I think this is the time where Eagle is frightened the most. If he can stabilize in the 3rd age by getting another shipment out, like in this situation, I think Yurumi will do very well to try and put pressure on Blackfriars, force these units to try and shoot these those like kind of shock cavalry type units in that sense. Disciplined Gurkha's moving forward here from Eagle. Doesn't actually have another shipment ready to go, but does have a lot of housing. He needs to get houses. He's got 2 Mahouts in the queue. He's actually taking the fight before the Mahouts pop out. This is probably not ideal. Get the housing down. He's got another... He's going to try and trade off his units to get the housing, but actually picking off a couple of skirms there. Disciplined Gurkha's doing very well, and Passi is on the back foot here. We do some more reinforcements going through the Agra fort. These skirms will get picked off. Attack move, not being kind to them. They're sieging the consulate. Not what you want. Sour's now engaging in. These only colonial units. Only 2 Mahouts do get out in the end. Will Eagle call inspiration this early? He's actually taken a really good trade so far on the skirmishers. The Dragoon squadron is actually moving out of the way, and I think Passi is tempted to run. If anything, Passi running away is actually a benefit to Eagle. If Eagle doesn't chase, he can just keep training more and more Mahouts, which is a super strong unit. And actually, you've got to be careful with these war wagons. The cavalry's, the skirmishers from Passi is a bit exposed here. Yuri on the way, another batch of Mahouts being trained, population increasing. He's about to get his final house down somewhere. I bet he's training one more house to get to that 200 population. Town centre coming down from Germany to secure more map and more mines. Eagle only has 28 Gurkhas. Passi has 26 skirms, 9 Jaegers. So still does have the skirmisher lead. But with this many Dragoons, they don't really contribute too much of an attacking threat, especially behind, they've got lots of redcoats, disciplined Zams. Eaglemut, I think another batch of redcoats on the field. He's up to 20, which is quite a lot. Here come the Yurumi. Big batch of Mahouts about to pop. Another house coming down, please, somewhere. Oh well. He's actually going to lose a couple units here, so he could actually get another 2 Mahouts. These guys cost 7 pop, that's a lot. So we're going to get 1. Or just missed the pop anyway. Doesn't matter though, he's got 4 Mahouts in total and the Yurumi ready to go. A couple of these redcoats could move off and do some annoying raiding damage. More war wagons nearby ready to reinforce Passi's position. Passi, by now, he should have cav combat. Yes, he does have cav combat behind, but here comes the Yumi right on top. This is a time for inspiration, really, because his units are taking so long to get to the front line. Eaglemut has used his inspiration, 15% attack, HP, and speed. These guys are charging across there, 4.4 speed from the Redcoats to getting closer. And unfortunately, though, the entire attacking threat here from Eaglemut has basically collapsed because of the staggered approach, but there's still enough Gurkhas behind here to get a somewhat alright trade. Maybe not the best in terms of cost value, but he's got the larger eco behind this for the rematch potential. 52 vills versus, well, Passi's got 45, and there's settler wagons. Eaglemut has been losing a couple villagers over here to the Uhlans. This is some great raiding here from Passi, and has actually pushed back the Indian offensive at the moment. German player with skirmishers doesn't have any infantry upgrades for his skirmishers, and the Indian Gurkhas at this moment do provide a decent counter to war wagon skirm here from Passi. Passi now calling 8 Uhlans, which is at this point in the game not the greatest shipment. I would prefer 1,000 coin instead, but he just wants to keep massing. And you know, that fight there went so well for Passi, but Eaglemut's still alive. He's still breathing. He's still training units. His Uhlans are just being annoying and running right through. And I think just with India controlling this 5k coin mine, eating most of it, German's at risk of actually starving himself out of coin. He's got about 3k coin remaining and the shipment, and that's about it. And once you run out of coin as Germany in the third age, you're in trouble. Big trouble. Zam's moving in to pick off these Uhlans. That's a nice pick up there. German Explorer still down in the base. Indian Explorer monks there just chilling. They would have been very nice in that previous fight. I think Germany wants to try and push in a little bit more. A couple Gurkhas here. Not actually much anti-cav. The Gurkhas are have gone on for a bit of a walk. Let's look at Eagle and his units and his resources. He does have a decent amount. There's the 3 Mahouts. Where they popped out, they've popped out at the Agrafort. That's just a 2 Mahout shipment. He doesn't have 3 in deck. That's such a huge shipment to not have 3 Mahouts. I think stacking food's quite easy as India to do. That's a big power spike. And Zams needs to turn and fire. Mahouts needs to fight. But the war wagons, they're easily focusing on the Mahouts one by one. And this push here from Passi is certainly a strong one. 150 population here versus Eaglemut's 88 population. Units are going down thick and fast. Minutemen have been called. The Jaegers are still standing there from Passi. War wagons are doing a massive amount of job, even tanking. The disciplines Zambrax is no match for the war wagons. They have to retreat. And Eaglemut training a batch of 10 Rajputs. He needs something on the field now. He's going to try and get as much done with the Rajputs. I think these guys could clean the entire army, the 10 Rajputs. Just unlock the hidden ability, 20-foot swords, and just cut right through everybody in one fell swoop. I'm joking, of course. Yeah, this game all but done there for Passi. Just needs to kind of not lose everything. Maybe remass, get some extra Uhlans just to make sure that this Gurkha mass will never come back. He's got a couple of Rajputs, but he's got enough skirms to deal with those. And yeah. This has been a great game. Honestly, I'm so happy I've cast this game. It's just been back and forth. Moments I thought Passi had it. Moments I thought Eagle had it. Moments I thought Eagle was like, what's going on here? He's just going for the do or die raid into the German base. Little to know that German's out of resources. He's out on the map because there's nothing in base worth gathering. And yeah, Ulan's skirm's going to come back. Just try and pick off what he can. And the remainder just picking off houses and that. And form a hoot pop right on top of the war wagons. Needs to pick off the war wagons first, then the Uhlans, then try and kill as many skirms afterwards. Otherwise, he's just get picked off so quickly. Rashput's coming back. Look at the Uhlans. Look at these guys. They're so funny. It's actually a weird design having swords attached to their arms instead of actually holding the sword like a normal person. They must actually work quite well for him to actually use that. They look quite funky. Oh, the Zambraks have their rifles mounted on the camel. I've never actually seen that. You see, they're actually attached to the camel. That's actually kind of cool. It makes sense, actually. You know, one less hands to hold while reloading the rifle. That makes a lot of sense. So yeah, I think Eaglemut has run his course this game and will soon tap out. Passi be very happy with this 3-0 victory over Eaglemut and looking in fine form as this tournament progresses. It just feels so sad seeing all these Mahoots come out thinking these are massive pops. Just imagine if they come out a little bit earlier. Inspiration nearly ready to be called again. Still about another 4 minutes. It's a long way actually. Nice kills here from the elephant, but realistically the base has gone down, the population is down, the villagers are idle. 60 vills, still enough vills behind, but Passi's now got 65 plus the settler wagons. And obviously stronger units, really, has to be said. And now the map control here from Eagle is pretty low. Could go Cheyenne for extra hunts. This is a Comanche. This is another Comanche. And the Cheyennes, there's one Cheyenne right next to the Agri Fort. You could try and pick up. Explorers are down in the northern base. And yeah, a bit unfortunate. A couple of Mahoots trying to do some Ville raiding because why not? Nice mill there from Passi on the edge of the map. I wonder where these boys are going, what they're going to try and do. I love how the Mahout's got a sword on their head as well. Just in case they headbutt anybody. And just imagine being impaled to the head of an elephant. That must be like a bit of a sad way to go, if it is a way to go. I might need to update Discord links. I think somebody said a while back that it didn't quite work. Maybe try the... Oh, I'll send you a link at a later point. Don't worry about that. Remind me later on. Is the game actually over? Like, if I was playing a ladder game, I probably would have resigned by now. But this is a tournament game. You know, Eagles within full rights to continue. Now actually training the Falconet and Redcoat army, which is a bit weird. I do think the 2 batches of Minutemen, Musketeers actually provide better value than... Nah, 9 Redcoats, 1 Falconet's better than 12 Redcoats. It's close, but it's marginally better. Enough wood coming down. We'll get the rice paddies, but we need to go through all the text behind us. And Eagle does have Royal Mint, but he doesn't really have anything else to go. And still never sent that wood trickle, which I think is a huge mistake there from Eaglemut. That's an extra 5 vills, and that could have really, really helped that game take along instead of having that 5 early Rajputs being sent in Age 2, which I don't think accomplished as much as he'd hoped to accomplish. Being truthfully honest about that one. Coin mines here from German player are basically out. He's only got 1 more, and that's gone. So all the coin on the map has now gone. Nothing remaining on the map, and it's time for the German player to age up I hope he ages up. If he does age up, or plan to age up with the Papal Guard, but I don't think he is. Is this going to be a massive comeback? Like, Mahoots, they cost food and wood. They don't cost any gold. So actually, in a map like this, you can never really run out of a Mahout production. 4 gonna raid to the northern side, but a big push on the town centre. That's something tough to hold. A lot of war wagons there, and the thing is, there's no skirms being trained here from Eaglemut. That's the key thing. No skirmishers, and it's a shame because Gurkhas are so strong compared to unupgraded German skirmishers. You have strong Gurkha and obviously the 10% combat card on those units as well, and Brit Consulate. Only really missing the Mansadar Gurkha from the different age up wonder. But all his villas going down. Eaglemut's going to be forced to take a fight here. Falconet's unpacking, but it's just the wrong unit composition versus pure skirmisher and war wagon this top side. Mahout's kind of having that random bug where they stop moving halfway across the map due to the Z move because the target's gone. Falconet turns around, gets a decent volley. Obviously, this is a constant Falconet with 110 siege, so slightly stronger than a normal Falconet. Actually could make a big difference with the splash damage being added. Sepoys and the Zams picking up that rogue Uhlans, but the Mahoots trying to get onto the skirmishers will get picked off here. 71 vills here for Passi. Eaglemut down to 48 with no production. Does have 1,000 up. Lots of wood available, not very much food. Can't really train any units apart from Rajput and Mahoots at the moment. All his rice players on food and does call the GG, but that was a definite GG. That game, I really enjoyed that. Although it pains me to give Passi a 3-0 victory, I think if I could give Eagle half a point, I would. but I can't. And it would have to be up to Eaglemut to come back again in the next weeks to right the wrongs of the series. And yeah, strong Indian play from Eagle. I think Eagle is more known for his Asian play with the Japan, the Indians as well is very good. So that'd be pretty decent. But right, guys, I'd love to stay in chat. I think the next series is being played on Fitz channels right about now. I hope he's kind of enjoyed this final game. He would have realised this final game. Maybe Max was chilling as well. But if he's straight into his game already versus Mr. Max Medusa, then he is. Yes, he is. They are in game 1 in Florida. About halfway in, so I'm going to go straight for the raid there. And I'll see you boys later on. Thanks for watching.